Today, from FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland, it's Week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Washington football team taking on the New York Giants.
Well, we've had spotty showers since about 7 a.m. here in D.C., and the radar indicates it's going to continue, but nothing to stop football from happening at FedEx Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New York Giants and the Washington football team. A couple of 2-1 teams set to square off, and we're underway here in NFL Week 4. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. First go on offense for the Giants under the guidance of Daniel Jones, the former Duke Blue Devil.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance, because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him to win. The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 19 carries, 82 yards.
And well liked by his teammates. In fact, I got on good authority, even though I'm not an investigative reporter, that in their team meeting this week, the offensive line stood up and said, "Coach, we've got to have better yardage for this guy. He's number 9 in the league. He's got to be in the top 3 before the season's over. Let's run the ball."
On 2nd and 9, Jones got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down.
First down, Giants.
Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42.
Saquon Barkley, the ball carrier.
And it's Reuben Foster in on the tackle.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage.
Again, the ball carrier.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Yeah, boy, it is tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Now Saquon Barkley, and he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple, down to the 15-yard line.
We talked about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Big completion there on 3rd and short. Keeps their opening drive alive.
Not only alive, but plenty of possibilities now. 1st and goal, and you know me, I'm a big advocate. If you're going to throw the ball, throw it early in the down and distance count.
And Barkley will try to punch it in. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
So often you hear that pep talks don't really work in the heat of the battle, but collectively, this defense has to say to each other, we've been on our heels this whole first drive. This is where we need to dig in. And they got a nice stop right there for a loss on 1st and goal.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
We all know how much running backs love getting the ball down near the goal line. They think they're going to find a way into the end zone. He hasn't had that kind of luck so far. Ends up not getting in on the last 2 carries. You know he's going to be upset about a missed opportunity.
Jones now going to throw on 3rd and goal. And that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown.
Touchdown.
Darius Slayton, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Giants take it right down and score on the opening drive.
It is good.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Fielded just outside the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. On 1st down, Mabry. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
At the 34-yard line.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 18 carries, 103 yards, and a touchdown.
They look like a team that really emphasized the running game in the offseason. They were going to build around it. Didn't matter if they were going to run gap scheme, power scheme, whatever. They've got a runner who finds yardage if you give him just a little bit of space.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now a handoff here to his running back. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. On 3rd down, Mabry. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
That's good.
3rd and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. 1st down.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Off the play fake, Ross. That's complete to Ward. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Love the play call that time. Love the design. You put 3 tight ends on the field. That screams jumbo set, running formation to a defense, right? No, they go play action, and defense gets confused for just a split second. And next thing you know, completion for good yardage.
They'll run on 1st down. Mabry. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28.
A toss play to the running back.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. Ross's pass. And that is incomplete. Was trying to get it to Terry McLaurin, but now it'll be third down.
DeAndre Baker there defensively.
Operating from the gun, Ross. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
Washington 3.
So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
Take over 1st and 10. At their own.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to
down the numbers. There he goes. And all the way down to the 29. A tremendous play there from Saquon Barkley. 46 yards on the ground. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary. So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
Back to the air on second down. Jones hit and the ball's out.
Charles O'Manahu. Daniel Jones sacked. Fumble on the play. Recovered by the offense.
Jones throwing on 3rd and long. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
Matt Prater on for the field goal. A 40-yard attempt.
And in his 15th season, he's able to get this one to go. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
25-yard line. Washington will take over 1st and 10.
Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Now a give right side. Mabry. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
The ball carrier.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Here's Ross looking to throw on 2nd down. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 5.
And 5 in the secondary now for the Giants on 3rd down. Back to throw. Ross. And he finds McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Now Ross off the play fake. That'll be caught. It's Steven Sims. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
10 yards there. Good for a Washington 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
On 1st down, Mabry. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43.
By number 21.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he's going to get this pretty close to the 1st down marker at the Giants' 38. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll run on 1st down. Hammond. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
13 yards there and a Washington 1st.
We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
And Washington now going to use the 1st of their 3 timeouts.
They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this 2nd go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for 1st.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
To throw is Ross from the gun on 3rd down. Credit the Giants defense that time in pass coverage. 4th down. Adrian Phillips there to knock that one away.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
So they'll come away with nothing here. A disappointing result even on a day like this.
And as a kicker in the rain, you've got to slow things down a little bit. Give your holder an extra half-second to make sure everything's secure. And here, he might have rushed this one a little, and it winds up no good.
That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Brings up
nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or 2. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. And there is a flag, so a big 2nd down pickup, but will it hold? So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
On 2nd down, here's the option.
1st down and much more here for Jones. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. It's a big-time play there for the G-men. 48 yards. A little bit of a breakdown there defensively, and the RPO turns into a big chunk play.
And when you think about running offense, the word comes to mind, assignment, right? Because you have to carry those out. But you have to play assignment football on defense, too, against a team that runs these RPOs because everyone has to be in the right place. Who's got the quarterback? Who's got the running back? Who's covering the receivers? This will work quite well on that play.
Now Jones. He gets away from one. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown.
Touchdown, New York.
Saquon Barkley, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead.
Matt Prater.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive.
Makes the score.
Prater for the extra point, and the lead is now 17-3. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. On first down, Mabry. They'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite powering through the tackle. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Still second down.
Ross now to throw on second down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Giants touchdown. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Now Prater to add the PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
I know you're trying not to scoreboard watch, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
Yeah, need to do something. And he coughed it up. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Fumble on the play.
And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Another try after the first down sack. Jones, he's got Herndon, his tight end. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On third down, Jones. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
Illegal block in the back. Return team. Cannot do that.
So that one will be accepted.
Automatic first down.
Ross to throw from his end zone. He'll fire this. He's got a man complete. The 40, the 30, 10, touchdown, Washington. Brandon Ayuk, 98 yards. And Washington able to close the gap just a bit.
Well, that touchdown certainly helps, but they've got to go ahead and convert, get to the half, and figure out how to keep chopping down this lead in a second, don't they?
Yeah, they still need to regroup, and they still need to end the second quarter strong. A little bit of time left. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, Jones. Catch made by Slayton. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October. We start with a very good matchup at Heinz Field. Pittsburgh playing host to visiting Atlanta.
All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight.
Matt Prater set to kick off.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Takes over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Adrian Phillips. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. That one is going to sting. First play of the 3rd quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this 3rd quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
Finds his tight end Ingram. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Complete to Evan.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
He'll get this out to Barkley, complete.
Complete to Saquon.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
His kick is good. Makes the score Giants 27, Washington 10.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Washington will take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Washington ready to try again on offense. And last time, one-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
No, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there.
Incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Slings. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, 76 yards. And Washington able to cut into that deficit.
Justin.
As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you know, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you've got it going, and you also think at any moment I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore. Here's Jones to throw on third down, finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Jones and Shepard with a connection there for Giants first down.
The Giants first down.
Throwing Jones. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Well, if you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now Jones from the gun on third down. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. Barkley. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On second and 12, Jones, and that's incomplete.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turned into a nice play.
Jones now on third down to Shepard, complete over the middle. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Operating from the gun, Jones. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Incomplete. It's third down.
Jones throwing on third and long. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
Here we go.
On first down, Hopkins looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
On first and 10, Hopkins. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
That's good. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game's slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
0.
Slings this deep from McLaurin. And that is incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
To throw again, Hopkins. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Brandon Ayuk, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And Washington has made this a one-score game.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, first and 10. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Brings up second and 4.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Jones. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. It's 30. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. First and 10. About 3 yards there to the 27. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the gun, Jones. Over the middle, he's got his tight end, Ingram. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. 13-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's complete, right around the 8. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Jones. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants.
Touchdown.
Michael Gallup, his second touchdown on the season. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Extra point good by Prater. And the lead now up to 14. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
From the gun, Hopkins. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That's good for 28 yards. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling. Don't hold any.
And it's caught inside the 30. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. It's another first down on a big gainer there, 33 yards. And that's now 2 big catches on this drive for him.
You know, the NFL keeps talking about the possibility of using video for coaching on the sidelines. That's not approved yet, but you can still use pictures. They've got to send his picture down to their defense and say, you see him? Cover it.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
At the 15-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Hopkins. He's got it. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. His big day receiving just keeps getting bigger. He's over 200 yards now on the afternoon. From the gun, Hopkins. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Brandon Ayuk there to make the grab. And Washington able to make this a close game again.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
25-yard line.
Saquon Barkley and the Giants offense set to kick off their next drive. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. The big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. A first down carry for Barkley. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And 22 more yards there and another first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Here's Jones on 1st and 10. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Shepard. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. We'll check on his status when we get back. They'll run on first down. Barkley. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Kendall Fuller in on the stop. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Again, it's Barkley. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
The ball carrier.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
A 5-yard pickup on the play.
Now Jones from the gun on 3rd down. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line.
Daniel Jones.
Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
Throwing on 1st down. Hopkins. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Number 21.
To throw on 2nd down. Hopkins finding his safety valve here. That's complete.
That's good.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Hopkins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Going with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hopkins. And his throw here's incomplete. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
He's going to let it fly. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
That's good for a Washington.
They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Hopkins. That's complete to his receiver, Ayuk. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And 1.
Under 10. Under 10. 10.
On 3rd down, Mabry. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22.
Washington.
It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
They had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but 3rd and short definitely was a great time to dial one up.
To throw on 2nd down, Hopkins. And he slings one that's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
From the gun, Hopkins. And that will be incomplete.
They're down 2 scores, and they need a quick one to try and get back into this one. That was one way to try and get it done. Unsuccessful in the attempt, but they have no choice but to keep trying.
Hopkins' kick is good.
The field goal.
And this is back down to a 7-point game. Well, that's one part of the equation. Puts them back within one score, but I'd be surprised if we don't see an onside kick coming up.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, partner. They've still got the 2 timeouts. But without that third one, they can bleed a lot more clock on you. So how confident are you that the defense can hold them deep? I think you're exactly right. I'd line up and play for the onside kick here.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
New York set to take the field. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. They'll try and run some clock here with Barkley. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. They'll go to Barkley again. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. On 3rd down, Barkley. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first.
Andre Diggs on the tackle.
And the Giants send out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. It'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Now Washington down by 7, a little over 40 seconds to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. Back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Julian Love picks it, and the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Intercepted by the Giants.
That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year. And with that kneel down at the end of the game, partner, they now get to 3-1. This is a good football team we saw in this game.
It is indeed getting to 2 games above 500, and I know early on, while they said they wanted to win every game, they thought they would be solid with a 3-1 start, and here they are.
Yeah, you break your schedule up almost into quarters, every 4 games and assess 3-1. Any team would take that.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this.